Hello and welcome to another video report on the Zwift Racing League, which is brought to you each week by WTRL. This week, the Herd of Sacrificial Lambs take on race 5 of the current season. It is a team time trial on the Watopia Figure 8 course. If you've been watching along carefully enough, you may have noticed that there's only 5 riders in this team time trial. That is because one of our potential riders had a bit of a technical issue. I know that always leaves me feeling a bit like this. And not to be deterred, the 5 Lamb riders we had this week were Fraser Johnson, Elcho Beamold, Nick Bowdnyet, Jonathan Reese, and your narrator Brent Robinson. Also along in this ride for the first time, I don't know if I've actually ever had before, a DS. For this race, we had Brian O'Connor, who was going to be racing with another team this week. He came into DS, and certainly when he found out we were shorthanded, picked us up with some inspirational words like this.
Old men forget, yet all shall be forgot, but he'll remember with advantages what feats he did that day. Then shall our names, familiar in their mouths as household words,
Eljo and Nick, Fraser, Brent, and Jonathan.
our flowing cups freshly remembered. This story shall the good man teach his son, and Crispin Crispian shall ne'er go by from this day to the ending of the world. But we in it shall be remembered. We few, we happy few, we band of brothers. For he today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother. Be he ne'er so vile, this day shall gentle his condition. And gentlemen in England, now abed, shall think themselves accursed they were not here, and hold their manhood's chief, whiles any speaks that fought with us upon St. Crispin's Day!
Or at least that's how I remember it, close enough anyway. So for those of you who may have raced this course before, you'll be familiar with the geography. Essentially, it's kind of flat to rolling for the first 7 kilometers or so, and then you hit a steep pitch up into what's called the reverse hilly KOM, and then you go back down, you do some more flat to rolling stuff, and then you go up the forward KOM, which is 900 meters at 6%. And then you come back down off of that and you do another flat to rolling for probably about 7 kilometers. So here we go into the first hilly KOM. Nothing really is exciting happening. We've been doing our good 30-second pulls, turning it over, and this is kind of the first spot where you got to work, kind of accommodate your teammates' weaknesses and stuff as you go along. So here we go. Fraser is our lightest rider, so on these segments certainly are kind of, he was like our leader, I guess, our pacer, for lack of a better expression. So he went up these climbs. For following along with me on the bike today, I had video of this, so don't worry, we'll get to see lots of everyone a bit later on. We do a pretty good job here of sticking together across this climb. We do get Jonathan just a little bit separated off the back as we come through this little dip, as there is. I think you're going to see Nick and Elcho come through me onto Fraser's wheel, and then I'm going to kind of help bridge Jonathan back up to the group here. Pretty good, pretty solid, pretty straightforward through that, so I think we were pretty happy with that climb in general. So we can watch everything just kind of get a bit sorted out here. Yeah, Jonathan's pretty much on my wheel here. I'm going to start sprinting to help him catch on. So let's pretty much the first steep bit where anything can sort of shake you loose. So we were pretty happy, I think, with our momentum through that one. Then the rest of the team time trial through the downhill and then the flat rolly bits before we got back to the hilly KOM was mostly uneventful. We were, doing regular pulls. We might have started to have Nick and Eljo take some longer pulls, and I think Jonathan might have skipped one turn through at this point. But, mostly working good as a team going around. But I was getting tired. I knew the KOM
Just give me
was coming
15 seconds because we got to get ready for KOM.
All right, so I was trying to tell Brian that we need 15 seconds, but I don't have the audio from the full Discord. We can tell you that Brian says, Brent, get ready to do a 30 seconds on the front. And I'm like, KOM's coming. I need a little more rest than that.
Just 15 seconds, O'Brien.
Yeah, and he didn't hear me. So he's like, all right, Brent, you're on at 26:15 for 30 seconds to 26:45. So away I go, do my pull. And that lack of rest might explain some of the things that happened as we get closer to the KOM here. So here we are. This is after you come out of the underwater tunnels onto the overpass, just heading up to the KOM. Again, I think I end up taking one more pull potentially through here before we get onto the KOM. But either way, Brian gets ready to give us another inspirational speech as we head up the KOM again.
Once more unto the breach, dear friends! Once more! Or close the wall up with our English dead!
So here we go, early part of the KOM. I get a little behind, but I do okay, and certainly the other guys are being steady on, doing a real good job. Steady up the climb. Pretty good grouping, I think, for this climb through the early parts. Yeah, not much to say. I definitely was aiming for that 400 watt target to try and stay on. I thought I might be able to hold that for most of the way up, but just tried to stay steady and in the group for sure. Yeah, a little bit of a gap there from 1 and 2 back to 3, 4, 5 here, but we were okay here. I find when I do this KOM, I always just have to take one breath at this hairpin. I don't know, it flattens out, and I always just find it helps me to take a breath and then get ready for the next ramp as it goes up again. So definitely at this point in the climb, basically Jonathan and I are well behind the group, I'd say, our other 3 riders, but we got to get 4 across, so they've kind of got to slow down for us. And Jonathan and I need to push and get on. So I did put a pretty good surge in here to come up to the group just as we get to the top. This KOM kind of flattens off right around this bend, and these guys have done a good job, and we're all here. I was absolutely wiped, however, and you'll see they put in a big surge here and kind of push away from me. And Jonathan is coming up from behind, so I wanted to go with these guys. I just was totally out of gas to push through here, and then Jonathan pushes through me, and now it looks like this.
Guys, wait up! Come on, guys! Come on, guys, wait up! Hey, kid! Pick it up! I can't get up! Help me! I can't get up! Help me! quit it for me.
So I do make one more surge. I do think my teammates were holding back a little bit for me to get on there. I do make one more search, try and get on before I say you guys better just go, because I didn't think I was going to be much good for the rest of the race anyway, frankly. So notwithstanding my flaming out, there were still 4 super strong lambs to go to compete for the rest of this race. So here is a look at Jonathan coming along, and then I think up here Eljo is now onto the front, and there he is. Yeah, you can see Eljo taking a massive pull into this little riser that comes up before you dip into the Italian villas. So great big pull from Eljo there. He's gonna pull off, and I think now we've got Fraser onto the front taking a pull. So like really great stuff from these 4 lambs who were gonna bring it home for us. As we got a little bit into the lumps and bumps into the S's, there was a little bit of a gap that developed from Jonathan to our 3 leading riders, and of course anyone who's raced these knows you got to get your 4th rider across, so they needed to go back and give him a bit of help. I think they tossed him something that looked a little like this. And with that little bit of help, Jonathan was back in the group, and we had 4 strong lambs powering away to the finish here. So, as we watch the big finishing push from the lambs here, we will take a quick look at the results. It was 3rd on the day for the lambs. I think that's a good result in Division A3 with only 5 riders. 2 of the teams behind us had 6, so we'll definitely take that. And then if you're looking at the table standings after 5 races, it is the Lambs in 3rd place. We've given back a point to the Rhinos on this race, but we've made up one on 2nd place Watt Fabric. So good stuff. So way to go, Nick, Jonathan, Elcho, and Fraser for an amazing race. Thanks to Brian for de-essing our race. And thanks to everyone for watching. And I hope you all enjoy your races. Take care, everybody.